Well, now we've moved away from the coast and the introduction to the site here at Tralispean, and we can now see into this quite large glacial valley formed probably about 20,000 years ago as the ice melted back from this area of West Cork back up into its source region up in the areas of Kenmare. And as the ice melted, all of the meltwater concentrated down into pre-existing valleys and also cutting new ones, and the water escaping from the melting ice back out to sea, out through Tralispean, which you can see in the far distance there through the trees. And now what we see, of course, is the infill of that glacial meltwater valley by a large reed swamp, and the sort of vegetation dominated, you can see, by grasses of Phragmites and sedge. Cladium moriscus, the saw sedge, is a very important component of this particular swamp. So this reed swamp is the site then in the present day of a freshwater environment, and there's very little evidence of any sort of marine impact here in the present day. As we look down the trackway, we've walked up from Tralispean along this trackway, we can see down into a valley which enters into the Phragmites reed swamp and the bogland from the Lochine side of the site away to the west, and leaves really quite a distinctive narrow valley developed between two hard rock sides to this area, formed in these West Cork sandstones and quartzites. And there are exposures that we can see of the bedrock and the glacial sediments left behind by the retreating ice. And into that valley, we think the tsunami impacted. And imagine this area to the boathouse as a large surge of water coming down through the valley from the Lochine side and exiting out, filling in quite a large area of this former glacial valley and now reed swamp, and exiting out into Tralispean Bay. So imagine, as it were, in your mind's eye, this filled in by a turbulent, really high energy wave of water, which would have been part of this tsunami. Small scale, but nonetheless significant, because it moved large amounts of sand and very large boulders, lens-shaped boulders, which the water picked up from the seashore and from within the valley and moved it within this surge of water as it exited out into Tralispean Bay.